Hey buddies, what's up? Welcome to a new video on my channel, and today is finally the day where we put the engine back into the TT. It's a long way, it's a long time, but yeah, so I didn't really do a video in between where I basically merged the transmission and engine together and all that stuff, because it's kind of boring and just regular stuff. So, but now we have a couple of things here that are kind of new. For once, we deleted the old oil cooler radiator where we have the two caps on here, so there are going to be lines like this one coming out, and we mount the external oil cooler for that. We're also going to remove the AC condenser to have a little bit more space for that stuff. We also have here, basically this here is a racing external radiator for the DSG transmission. I had to make a special line here in the back to make it fit, because the old line went here, because that radiator kit is actually for a little bit different version where you have like an external water pump here and stuff, but this car doesn't have that. What it basically is this water radiator here is about half as thick as the other one, but we have that thick plate here at the bottom, and then we got the two lines coming out here. So basically we have the oil circulating through, coming into the coolant radiator, getting pre-cooled, let's say, and then from that radiator it's going into the external one, cooled a good bit down, and then goes back into the transmission. But yeah, that's basically what that is. Well, that's also like a unique thing to this project here. But yeah, so we have to build some brackets and whatnot all. There is some mounting hardware for this kit, but it is more like for golf, where you have a steel bumper carrier. But this one is aluminium, so we have to see if we can custom make something for that. I'm pretty sure we can, but I have to see what and how. But yeah, so the wiring harness is not in yet. Well, the first step now is to attach all the exhausts down there, the exhaust system, and once that is done and all the backside is ready, we also build new lines for the turbo in the back. All that is nice and cool now, stays away from the turbo, from the hot side, and once that is done, we basically go ahead and do the rest here. Put the front end in, put the radiators in there. Then we still need to oil prime the engine, because without that oil radiator here, it's just shooting the oil out. So yeah, alright, I would say I'm gonna get going. So most of the stuff is connected already. I got the harness, basically I'm on the way routing it right now. Most of the coolant lines are in. Got an issue with the exhaust system down there. Basically the downpipe where it connects to the turbo. Basically the holes in the new turbo are a couple degrees different. I got the drive shaft back out, got it on there. Now I cannot get the drive shaft in there no more, and actually the exhaust is making contact with the axle on the flex pipe section down there. Yeah, it's making contact down there with the flex pipe. So basically I have to get that whole exhaust thing back out of there, cut the flange off on the turbo, turn it a couple of degrees, and weld it back on there. Otherwise we cannot make that fit. Okay, after an endless fight, this is the final version of the exhaust. That should fit in there now. So we're gonna install the exhaust now, and then hopefully that thing is done with the exhaust, because that was a lot of work. That's how it sits now. Has a good amount of space there, all the way up. Welded everything in, everything is good. Put the whole rest of the exhaust system together already. And also the exhaust was rubbing, I think, on the stabilizer bar. Welded it there. So that should be good. Adjusted as good as I can. So that's good right now. Oh, you have to make another clip. But yeah, that's the wastegate exhaust right there. But yeah, that's all done there. Now we can take a look at the front. Also here, the intake piping is back on there. turbocharger piping, everything is done. Yeah, there's the plate for the transmission cooler. The lines coming out right here for right now, and we're gonna see where we can go with them. They're still wrapped there. You see that when the front end is in, everything is connected. The only thing what I didn't had, where I had to build something, was basically here from the engine oil cooler now. Basically there is a coolant hose, this one here. I had to make a end for that one because there's only one connection on there and they didn't give you a blind plug. Still have here some open connectors, but nothing here anymore to connect. It's probably some stuff that got deleted already. This goes there. Gonna put that there, nice and easy. Anyways, but yeah, other than that, all that is in there. The lines for the oil cooler are there, transmission there. So now it's time to get the front back in, and then we have to fabricate something to get these oil coolers in. But first we're gonna remove the AC condenser. Alright, so the cooling package is in. So basically coming through here at the bottom between the intercooler piping with these two hoses and going up here to a little gap on here, and the same over here going basically through that gap, the oil cooler hoses, and going on here. And then I did some mounting brackets, and this is nice and tight, nice little bit of air in there. And then I connected both radiator side here and used one bracket here at the bottom, and it fits perfectly with the lock and everything. Had to modify this here a little bit, but yeah. And this are actually screws for BMW oil pan, the long rear bolts. But yeah, I don't need the support from the top because here it's fairly tight. Here it's kind of leaning against the top, so we're good there. Well, yeah, that's it. Still a couple of wirings to do, but I think we are almost ready for the first startup. Alright, everything's ready so far, except for the vacuum lines and some hose routing. What I'm gonna do later is why I just put the air filter on right now, loose. Let's see if it starts. That runs really nice. Alright, that's it for the video for today. I'm gonna finish this up, put it back together, and then the next one, I basically finishing it up and doing some test drive. But this is the video for today. Alright buddies, see you next time. Okay.